Hi everyone, in this video I will show you a very easy way to knit a hat using a round loom. The pattern is simple and easy to follow, so it's perfect for anyone who is just starting to use a loom. For this project you will need yarn in a bulky size. I have found that using bulky yarn has a better result than thinner yarn when using a loom. For this hat in particular, I am using one roll of yarn in size 6 super bulky. You will also need a round loom. The size of the loom really depends on what size hat you want to make. There are several different sizes you can use if you want to make an adult size hat or maybe a child size hat. When choosing a loom, keep in mind that when you remove the hat from the loom, it does retract or shrink back. I am using a loom with 30 pegs, but you can use any other loom with more pegs or less pegs. This pattern will still work well with them. The first thing we're going to do is make a loop and pull the yarn through to make a slip knot. This loop will be hooked onto the anchor peg on the side of the loom. To start, wrap the yarn counterclockwise around the first peg. Continue wrapping pegs in the same manner while working clockwise around the loom. Make sure not to wrap the yarn too tightly around the pegs. It should be a bit loose, so keep your hand neutral while wrapping. To secure the yarn and keep it from unraveling, you can wrap it around the anchor peg or hold it down while you work. Once you are back at the starting point, push each loop to the bottom of the pegs. For the next step, we are going to wrap a second row at the top of the pegs in the same way we did before. You should now have 2 loops on each peg. Starting at the first peg, use the loom pick to lift the bottom loop over the top loop and off the peg. Repeat the process with every peg around the loom. When you are done, push this row down to the bottom, then continue wrapping pegs the same way as before. Now just continue the same pattern until you have the size of hat you want. The number of rows you make depends on how long you want the hat to be and if you want an edge to fold up. For this specific hat, I made around 25 rows, which made it about 10 inches long from the bottom edge to the top. Once you have the desired length and only one loop is left on each peg, cut the yarn but make sure to leave about 12 inches of working yarn. Thread the yarn through a yarn needle. Starting with the first peg, remove the loop from the peg and run the needle through the loop. Continue the same process with each loop until all the loops are removed from the loom and have been threaded with the needle. Next, pull the working yarn to close the top of the hat. Pull the needle through the circle that was made and flip the hat inside out. Then run the needle through the loops, making the circle at the top of the hat. Pull the yarn tightly again to close the top. The next step is optional. If you want to add a pom-pom, I will show you how to do that first. If not, you can skip this step and fast forward the video a bit. We will be securing the yarn at the end in the same way, so it won't change anything if you add a pom-pom or not. To add the pom-pom, thread the needle again through the top of the hat and turn the hat out again. Run the needle through the pom-pom. This is a homemade pom-pom, so it has a string of yarn securing it through the center. You want to run the needle through that yarn. Pull the pom-pom into place, then run the needle through one of the loops at the top of the hat. Thread the needle again through the pom-pom and secure it again on the other side. You can do this a couple more times until you feel the pom-pom is secure enough. Now to finish the hat, push the needle again through the center of the hat, flipping it inside out. Make a knot with the working yarn, then weave in the last piece of yarn. You can also make a second or third knot if you wish for extra security. Finally, cut off any excess yarn. For the extra bit of yarn at the bottom of the hat, we're also going to thread it through the yarn needle and make a knot with it and weave in the ends. Then finish off by clipping any extra yarn. Once you are done, you can wear it as is or fold up the edge to make a brim. And there you have it, a nice cozy hat you can wear in this colder weather. Thanks for watching and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more.